Hi, Anthony Morgan's Training Academy. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about knives. What is the best knife to carry? Okay, and when I say what is the best knife to carry, are you carrying it for utility? And I say utility. Is it something you're going to be working with? Is it something that you're going to go buy for self-defense? Is it something for hunting? And this is where you have to be really careful. Or are you buying the knife for looks? Now, sometimes looks can have other problems. Now, the next point, is the knife legal? Okay, and depending on what town you're from, what city you're from, you could get into a lot of trouble carrying a knife, especially if it's a concealed knife. If it's over, 2.5 inches, most everybody, if it's under 4 inches, it's going to be legal. But a lot of times, a knife that's two inches, you're going to be in, you'll be fine. But now, can you carry the knife to where someone else can't get to it? And I say somebody else can't get to it. If I'm carrying it, can they take the knife from me and use it against me? That's always a consideration that we always have to continually be prepared to face. Now, when I talk about knives, I'm just going to go through a few knives, kind of show you. This is a Moro. It's a really cheap knife. It's only about 14 bucks. Bright handle. It's a great knife. A lot of guys buy them for, when you're out hunting for mushrooms and stuff. They're a great little knife. I always highly recommend them. Now, if you get into fixed blades, this is a SOG. It's a great knife and it has a lot of capabilities. Okay, you can baton with it, you can thrust with it, you can cut with it, but it is a little bit larger, so you're not going to be able to conceal it real well. You can stick it in your waistband, but it's not going to be comfortable riding around. This is a knife that I've carried for years and years. It's an old Gerber, and it's a skinning knife, but it's, more for hunting and skinning stuff out. Great knife, does have a side sheath that you can carry. Great knife. Now, this one here is one of my personals that I carry. My son bought for me. It's been made in Ukraine, and it's got a Scandi grind on it. I modified it a little bit, with the knob and the fire starter, because I like carrying mine, just sticking them in my waistband. I don't like hanging my knives hanging off of me. So that's a great one. This is a little Swiss Army knife that I got when I was 13 years old for my birthday. I keep it in my everyday pack, and it's got a lot of cool little tools on it. But there again, can I access it fast enough? Can I get out what I need? No. Then you get into the the butterfly knife. I've had this one since 1980. Great knife. Guru Dan said that recommended this one, and I ended up buying it. We were at a big conference, and they had a whole bunch of these on the table, and I ended up buying it in 1980. Great knife. There again, though, legal, illegal in most places. Can I get it out? Am I carrying it well enough to get it out if I'm going to buy it for self-defense? So, cool knife. Switchblades. This is a Gerber. It's kind of slow. I call it a boat anchor because it weighs a ton. But, it's not real fast. But, for work-wise, it's a great knife. It's heavy. It's not your jacket's not gonna pull it out of your pocket like some of the Spydercos. They're a little bit lighter, and so when your jacket catches on it and you lift up, it pulls the Spyderco out, and then you're out that money. This one's a little bit heavier, and it's got a little tighter clip, so it will stay in your pocket. But it is kind of a slow, even though it is a switchblade. Now, this is where that I talking about looks. Okay, this is basically one of those knives. It looks cool. It looks threatening. What's the job description behind that? Am I going to use it for, self-defense or threatening someone. It's got a cool handle. It's, you know, it does have a clip on it, so I can clip it on, but it is illegal in almost every place if it's concealed. But it's cool, looks cool, looks threatening. It's fast. It's faster actually than the Switchblade. You know, I mean, when you look at this, okay, and you say, okay, see that? This one's a lot faster. So, speed assist, most speed assists now are faster than most Switchblades. So why would you buy a Switchblade? Yeah, maybe you collect them. If you collect them, great and wonderful. The next one, which is, a lot of guys are carrying them now, which are the OTFs. Again, highly illegal. Okay, now you can get the short one. That's under limit, but it's still concealed blade. They are cool and they sound really cool too. I mean, you can sit there and do almost anything with them, and be distracted with them, and so you don't get anything else done in your day. You just kind of sit here and you get preoccupied with how it sounds. Very cool. This one has a glass breaker on it. You know, if you ever lock your keys in your car and you need to get to it, you can always break the window and get your keys. This one here is an Opinel, which is a great little knife. A lot of guys buy them for being out in the woods. Great little knife. It is a thumbnail opener. Not good for self-defense, but it's a good working knife. If you don't need to be fast at getting it out to attack a mushroom or trim a little branch, these work great. They do have a little lock here that you can spin and lock that blade so it's not going to fold up on you. Great little knife. Yeah, make your choice. Okay, Matco Tools. This is a working knife for cutting hose on gas lines, for cleaning stuff off your heads and stuff when you're working on it. Great little knife, and that's what it is a working knife. So great little knife. There again, a speed assist. This is really old school. Okay, this is a camp knife. There again, thumbnail. You have to open it out. Not good for self-defense. Once you get it open, great, you're going to do. But if you need it and need it fast, you're never going to get to it. So what is the reason you're carrying your knife? I've covered quite a few here. You know, this has can openers, bottle openers, leather punch. Great. I suggest everybody should have one of these and have it in your everyday carry, because it's got a lot of good tools on it. Now, when you get to a lot of good tools, I've been carrying one of these. These are Gerber multi-tool. I've been carrying one about 30 years now. I like them. This is my favorite model because, you can snap them out. Now, it has all the little points on it. This one you can put a regular a jigsaw blade in, so you can change it out from metal to wood. And, you've got a knife on it, so if you do need to, get to a knife and you're not in a rush, it's got a great little knife on here. Okay, and the lock does keep it from folding up. So be careful though on old Gerbers, and I say be careful on old Gerbers is because the old Gerbers, this is a newer model Gerber, even though it is old. The older ones don't have this black here. And so when you cut down, when you're cutting a piece of wire, it will pinch you right here every single time. And I mean, it pinches hard. So be careful when you're looking for the old Gerbers. If they don't have the black and it's just straight metal, be prepared to get that pinch right across the hand. Now, this one's not a speed assist, but it's a gravity, kind of a gravity knife, because once it gets going, it goes out. This is a great one, okay? You can thrust with it. It's a good self-defense knife, and it does come out. It does have a clip, so if I move it and I need to pull it out fast, and it's thin, it's not going to be too bulky. It's not going to be heavy in your pocket, but it does come out fairly quick. Great knife. This one, not a speed assist, but it does have a Tonto tip, okay, and it does have a serrated edge here. I don't like serrated edges. They say they're great for rope, but I would rather have a utility blade so I could cover everything. Now this one kind of gets extreme because it does have a seat belt cutter here, and it does have a window breaker. The problem is if you're in your car, if this is in your purse, if this is in your glove box, if this is in your pocket, you're in your back pocket, and you're trying to find this to get that seatbelt cutter to cut the seatbelt, it's not always great, okay? And that's why I like neck knives, you know, so you can access them easy, you know, when you need to. But, you know, for a multi, I guess you could call it a multi-tool, seatbelt cutter, glass breaker, and a, you know, Tonto tip to go through doors or whatever you need to go through, and serrated so you can cut rope. You know, it's an all right knife. It's not something I would carry that weighs too much. Okay, so that's a little bit on basics on what you're going to carry as a knife. You know, I carry a Kershaw on my right side, and it is a speed assist. Doesn't have any anything other than just a utility blade. Okay, I don't have any serrateds on. Serrateds are hard to sharpen. I mean, I sharpen them, but they're hard to sharpen. I would rather just take and be able to buff it out with a, you know, leather stroke and be done. But I like this one just because it is here all the time and I get used to it. And so if I do need it, it's always right there. So I hope this helped you on maybe making a decision on when you go in looking for a knife, what are you going to carry, okay? And understand that. Because, I mean, I get guys in here every day and they say, I need a knife. And it's first thing, what do you want it for? Okay? So, thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.